Storytimes. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
And you said, you need to go whatever. You need some help, don't you? You need some help. I said, Mom, please. I'm doing my best. It's an accelerated class. I just moved to this school. Like they're smarter than I am, and I just will never forget. I have you in one ear, and this guy comes up to me and said, "Oh, what are you doing on the machine?" And
I remember that.
And then I said, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna put my." He said, "I don't care. Get off the machine." And I went home. I packed it up. I packed it up.
What's up, y'all? Today we're eating tacos. Taco Tuesday.
And you always do that, and I always make the same face.
Anyways, y'all, we're gonna say grace, get it in. Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this food that we're about to receive. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. To say amen again to the people in the back. Amen. Okay, we have tacos. We have a spicy jalapeno shell right here. Then we have a zesty ranch shell. And then we have a flour shell sauteed in butter.
Sauteed in butter is a little crazy, but yes, it is.
But who don't saute they shells in butter?
A lot of people.
I do.
A lot of people to put raw. A lot of people need to go to a taco class. Now, I don't know if I can even say that, or if that's appropriation.
A taco class?
But I just think that there's some people who do crazy things. Like, I think that if you put, I just think if you put raw cheese on your thing, that's crazy. It has to be melted. I can understand the meat is like melting it, but if you just put it on the top of like vegetables and it's just raw cheese, I can't.
Really? You know what? This is what he does.
I won't be talking, by the way.
He rinsed his cheese with water. That if the cheese is in a bag, he rinsed it with water so it can melt better. And it does melt better. It melts like gooiness.
It's a hack. So,
and I'm just like, okay, where you learn a hack from?
A lot of people know that, I said I wasn't going to be talking, but cheese in a bag doesn't really melt that well. And the reason why is because
the starch.
There's a little bit of an anti-caking agent that makes it not cake up in the bag. And it's almost just like a little bit of a powder on the outside. If you rinse that powder off, it like clumps up, which is what they don't want it to do in the bag, but you want it to be able to melt, and that anti-caking agent makes it not be able to melt well. I was watching this video of this woman who does like, on TikTok, she does like health videos or whatever for like healthy alternative. She'll make like a Taco Bell like menu item, but it'll have like half the calories. And she always rinses her cheese, but she doesn't really say why she does that. And everyone's like, "What was that?" And then I looked it up.
Oh, because I wonder why it does melt really, really good, y'all. I'm like, wow, it really does.
It melted like almost like some of it was like because there was a little bit of residue water. It almost made like a cheese sauce.
Yeah. It literally like a cheese
nacho
sauce.
Cheese sauce.
So my thing is, I feel that the only reason why I was looking at it like it's crazy because I'm like, it had water on it. And I was like,
it looks a little crazy when you rinse it.
But it's crazy when you rinse it. However, but when you put it in that microwave or whatever, it melts like a gooey. Use your butter pickle, y'all.
I forgot about that. Now, we have 6 different sauces on here. And pico de gallo and sour cream. The meat has a little bit of corn and bell peppers in it.
I got our hot sauce on it. It's good. Oh, y'all. I got this bad smoking grater. 5-in-1 grater. And it's good. And that joke was only $20-something. But it
go to TikTok shopping and shop through her link. Apparently, YouTube didn't like me saying that.
How about eating tacos? We gotta eat it first before we talk.
Sorry.
That's okay. They probably eating with us. Very good.
You know, it takes a lot for me to be silent, and but I usually am with tacos.
He usually slides silent when he's got something he'd like to eat. And that's not very much.
I should have got a fork.
I usually have one right here.
It's fine.
Want me to get you one?
I use my hand.
Yeah, I was hungry today. I got me a side of soft shell taco and 4 tacos. But I didn't stuff it.
Oh. So,
I made enough for you tomorrow.
Thank you. So you like cilantro?
Yeah, do you? Do you know, like, they say some people that eat cilantro, it tastes like soap? I don't know. My mama one of them.
So,
I don't taste soap at all. What in the world? That's why.
I taste it. I like it though.
You say soap?
No, but I can kind of, it's weird. Like I can see what they're saying. I think I do taste the soap, but I don't know how to explain it.
I can't taste no soap. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's taste bud is so different. So whatever you may be tasting, somebody else tastes the same thing and be like, oh, this is so gross.
I used to not think about the soap thing at all. But then when I heard that people taste soap, I was like, oh, maybe I do taste that. But I don't even know how to explain it. It does have a soapy taste. I don't know how to explain how soap tastes because I've never had soap. Don't try it. I've never eaten soap, but it's like, it almost tastes like soap. Like, you know how soap smells?
I've eaten soap before.
Like a bar of soap. Not like any...
A bar of soap. Oh, I have a story.
Oh, let's hear it.
Y'all, I was in church when I was younger, right? I had to be like, probably 5, 6, right? And I remember getting in trouble with some kids. I was at church with some kids. We're playing and everything. And somebody in the group was cussing, and then they got in trouble, and then they said everybody was cussing, and you know what they did, y'all? They put us in front of church.
That's so cool.
And gave us some soap and put it in our mouth.
That's abuse.
It is. Now that I think of it, it was. I remember that.
But you weren't swearing. I would have been so mad.
I told them it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I said I did not say anything, and we literally had to put soap in my mouth. It was just like a little. It wasn't like you chew it like that, but they had a little piece of soap, put it in our mouth. I was like, ew, washing our mouth to make it so we could say that our mouths should be clean. It was crazy. I thought about it later on when I still remember that. Wasn't that abuse?
Well, I've definitely heard of that before. I know everybody
put soap in your mouth.
Yeah, for kids to swear. For kids to swear.
Oh, wow.
That's a thing. But I know everyone's gonna be like, yeah, that's what you need. Them kids, they need it, you know, or they'll be like, that happened to me, and think it's fine. It's absolutely unacceptable.
It's not fine.
First of all, you don't even know what's in that soap that you're consuming on your tongue.
I thought about it later. I was like, y'all, soap. What if some chemicals in it,
Right.
and I swallowed it? They didn't let us swallow it. That's one thing they did. They tell us to spit it out.
It's on your tongue, though.
I don't even know where my mom was at. I don't think she was there.
They would have been in the jail cell.
Right.
Don't you ever put soap in my child's mouth and I'm not there at all?
Right. I don't even know where she was at. Where she was at.
No.
That was crazy.
How upset would you be if I was at school and I came home and they said they put soap in my mouth?
And I said, what you do?
And I said nothing. Would you believe me? Was I a believable kid? Like, would you believe me if I told you I didn't do something?
I believe you, yeah, because you would tell the truth. Like when you throw that pencil at that teacher.
Well,
we knew that you did it.
At this point, she deserved it. I didn't throw it at her on purpose, but she did a lot, though.
Yeah, you did probably throw that pencil at her.
My mom, I did. You always try to say that. That lady fine. She alive.
Was she an old lady?
No, she's probably your age.
Good response.
I was gonna say yeah. She's probably your age. Well, if you think about it, at that time she was old to me. I was like, I think that was 6th grade.
You about 12.
And I remember being like, I was always the type where like, if I got in trouble, I hated it. If I felt like I was guilty for doing something wrong. But if it was something where it was just like, this is not that serious, I always would just be like, whatever. But that was my first and only ever detention.
You called me, I went off.
Right. No, I called Dad. You always say that. I actually called Dad because I knew you would go off. No, when I told you, you did go off. But when I called...
No, she called me too, though.
Oh, maybe she called you. Okay, that was racism. I'm calling it. I'm sorry. Because what does that even mean? And it wasn't a pencil. It was an eraser. You always say it's a pencil. It was an eraser.
Whatever. It should have been.
Those are big things. Different things.
It should have been. It should have been off the. I don't know how it got thrown. She made it seem like you just tossed it and said, "Here."
No, she made it seem like I said, "I hate you and I hate this class," and I threw it at her. It was actually. It was. We weren't even in like session of like. What am I trying to say? I think we were in study hall. And my friend, I remember his name to this day. I'm not gonna put him on blast. I wonder what he's doing. But anyways, I think he started it, to be honest, and he was throwing it at me. And I was just throwing it, like we were throwing it back and forth at each other. And we were like really close to each other. And then my aim was a little off. I had a little bit of bad hand-eye coordination. I don't even know if he got in trouble.
Only you.
Because I probably didn't tattle on him.
What color was he?
He was Mexican, or he was Hispanic at least. I don't know if he was Mexican. I think he is Mexican.
Oh wow. Are you full?
After this, I will be. So, did you ever get in trouble in school?
No.
Okay, so you just never did nothing in life.
I have done something in life, but I wasn't a trouble person in school.
You didn't live on the wild side.
Darius.
Ooh.
For what? I wasn't a fighter or nothing. I'm like everybody. I was that person that I was friends with the nerds. I would treat the nerds the same. I would treat somebody that had a disability the same. Or what you call it now? Differences? You can't say that word?
Well, there's some people who call them differently abled people.
Right, differently able.
But I don't know. Other than that, for me, I never really got in trouble in school. Except that one time you called me, I was on the actually, I think really you actually always just did the most with if I ever had any school issues.
What I do?
Which is very interesting. When I was at the gym. This was in Mason. My senior year of high school, actually. You remember this, right?
No.
I was on the machine. You were at home. Here. Not here at this house, but the other one. I was on the machine trying to do my lifting and things like that. Just trying to get my body right and tight for college. And all of a sudden, I get this call from you saying that my math teacher had told you I was struggling in the class. And you said, you need to go with you need some help, don't you? You need some help. I said, Mom, please, I'm doing my best. It's an accelerated class. I just moved to this school. Like, they're smarter than I am. And I just will never forget, I have you in one ear And this guy comes up to me and said, "Oh, what are you doing on the machine?" And
I remember that.
And then I said, "I'm sorry, I'm up on my." He said, "I don't care. Get off the machine." And I went home. I packed it up. I packed it up. I said, "You know what? Forget it. I'm done. I can't do it anymore." My mom just, I just got the gift of gab from my mom. And then this guy screamed at me to get off the machine. He just was like, he was waiting to do that.
Right.
And you know what? I'm not gonna say that, but he seemed like he could, yeah. He needed
Some what?
a little bit of help. Well, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, like he seemed like he was waiting for something to happen in his life. He seemed sad. And he needed that to happen so he could scream at me. Because it was not that serious for him to do all that he did. Sometimes
you said that it's not that serious for me to do all I did.
Yeah, I think that sometimes. I think that sometimes it's like a level like 11. And sometimes it only needs to be a 3. And you don't really need to exert the amount of energy for an 11 when it's a 3.
Darius, I need to be 11 at
and
that
he
point.
Was at an 11.
Because I need you to hear me.
I had 2 11s in both ears. And I was like, you know what? I actually do need to leave immediately to go home so I can have a 0. And I did. And I ended up moving out of that math class, spoiler alert, because it was actually just too advanced and accelerated. And those kids had already grown up. You know how it is in the school system. And I was struggling, and it was an honors math class. And so I went to the regular math class, and I aced that class because it was more on the level of what I had learned at my previous school district.
But what I told him was, Darius is there, and they say tutoring is available anytime.
No. Oh, yeah.
Right.
No.
And, and he didn't want to go.
I didn't. It's almost like, I don't know. When you're behind and everyone else around you knows what they're doing, and they knew what they were doing too. Like I felt like the only one in the class who didn't know what I was doing. So we would work in groups and like work on these math problems, and obviously people had questions, but I felt like I was in a movie. He would come around and check the groups or whatever, and he'd be like, "All right, so what is the quadratic formula of the equation of this and that?" And someone would say, "Oh, I know," and then they'll be going. And they'll be like I feel like collaborating, and then sometimes they'll be like working on the same paper, and I'm just sitting there doing this going, well, if 1 + 1 is 2, that's all that I knew at the time, is that 1 + 1 = 2.
No, you didn't.
And so I was like, okay. And I just was really behind. And in those situations, you're discouraged to like want to go to tutoring because it's like student led. It was like everyone comes just, and learns or whatever. But I'm so far behind that tutoring is not, it could help me, of course. But I'm going to look, by the time I ask all the questions I actually really have, I'm going to look so crazy. And I just couldn't risk it. So I couldn't go.
So you mustn't understand nothing.
Basically, because it was just so, it wasn't,
absolutely
it was
nothing.
Really, it was like,
it's really advanced.
I think I was in honors something when I was in my other school, but it was very advanced. Their honors was really advanced.
You had a lot of honor classes in Greenfield. And then when you went there, their honors was honor like the college type of stuff. They
were like a college prep school, basically. And they, I was also in AP. I forgot what English it was.
Yeah, and Spanish. You had something about other language. You had
psychology. No, I had AP. I took AP English. I don't know if it was Lang or the other one. And then I took AP psychology. Do you know what? I never told you this, and this is actually crazy. I took the AP psychology test, and like we had to pay for it and everything. I went there, I took it, and they actually just lost my test. Like to this day, I don't know where it's at. They don't know my score. I never got my score back, and I went to school for psychology, and I could have like used that test if I got a good enough score and like skipped a bunch of classes in college because of that. But they just lost my test, so I had to retake everything.
You took it?
Yeah.
Did you pass it?
The classes? Yeah, Mom, I got a degree. What do you mean? What? No, I'm telling you, they lost my test. They just didn't have it. Like, I logged onto my thing. I had no records of me taking it.
This was in high school?
Yes, my senior year of high school.
I know, but I'm saying, so now you had to take more classes than, I had to pay for more classes than for you.
Right. When I was in college.
So why you didn't tell us?
Well, what was they going to do? Magically snap my test into...
Oh, baby, they would have found somebody's test. And your name would have magically came on somebody's test report that's saying that you gonna skip this class, that class. And especially because I paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I not just not hearing this, Darius?
I don't know. At the time, I was overwhelmed. It was my first year in college. I was trying to figure this out.
This is what I'm talking about. You want a piece of paper towel? You want something? Oh, he ate all his
cereal.
plate.
Look at them cereal. Don't say nothing to me. I don't want to hear it. And this is his first time eating. When is it going to end? I just want to know. When will it not be the first time? And I still see comments like that to this day. I just think it's so crazy. You have cultivated an audience that has a certain image of me, and I can't get out of it. Which is so interesting. Can I have another napkin, please? Or is that going to be a little bit too difficult? Can I use yours? Never mind. Can you give me that one?
You got my nerve. Why you use that one?
Did you touch that one?
There, you see the stuff on it?
Okay, well that's what I was saying. But it don't look like finger marks like you like.
It was my
touched
mouth.
Anyways. Now, interesting factoid. I'm hot. I was sweating.
You was cold.
I was. You're right. But now I'm eating, and we're behind these lights. It's lights, camera, action, studio. But what I was gonna say was, let's tell the girls about what we've learned about tomatoes.
Really?
What have you learned?
That a yellow tomato tastes like lemon.
Okay. There's a lemon boy variety of heirloom tomatoes. And they do have a little bit more of a sour taste, which is why I'm assuming why they called it a lemon boy, right? I don't think that all yellow tomatoes, actually I haven't seen a lot of yellow tomatoes, but I don't think that every yellow tomato is,
Tastes like lemon.
tastes like a lemon. But yeah, I think heirloom tomatoes are actually iconic. They almost look otherworldly. When you cut into them, it's just like such a luscious color. They're oblong. They look like they're really juicy, and you can just bite into it like an apple. And like the tomato, I think that I just love learning about things about agriculture. Not agriculture. Maybe I'm trying to think of the word. The
Agriculture, like plant.
Gregor Mendel. Genes. Period. I had to figure out what I was talking about. So like humans, or like the dog breeds we were talking about, or cats, or the fact that we made broccoli and kale and Brussels sprouts, those things. And then like with tomatoes, I think that it's not iconic for this with tomatoes, because like natural tomatoes are more like I would assume like the heirloom variety, but heirloom tomatoes are too does anybody care about this? Probably not. But just quickly, heirloom tomatoes are very unstable. That's why you only see them a certain time of the year, and they also will expire very quickly, or like get not moldy or whatever. Or you'll see they'll be imperfect. They'll have those little brown like spots, or those brown little slices things. And normal tomatoes don't have those things because we've genetically modified the store-bought tomatoes to last for a really long time. Like we've cultivated them to do that. But when you go back to the OG and what we used to eat, the girls were eating. And you know what I'm thinking about? Like, wow, we just made like an artificial, like obviously it helped us to be able to artificially make a lot of these things. But like, can you just picture everyone just had a natural days? Like picture just like having an heirloom tomato. I don't know if they were that size. Don't quote me. I'm not saying that everyone, back in the year 300 BC was eating tomatoes that were just heirloom, but
Right.
yeah. So if you had to pick a different era to live in, and you could live there without any of the bad things, what would you live in?
Without any of the bad things?
Yeah, like any of the
S word?
Yes, the S word, but also even after that, and even before that, I guess, whatever. Yeah, anything to do, well, I guess you're also...
I wouldn't want to be born this time.
You're also a woman, too, and I'm one of the girls, and So I don't know if I calculate which era I don't know. It's kind of bad for a lot of different angles for us.
Mm-hmm. Cause I don't want to be in this era.
Oh, you said you wouldn't be in this era?
I would not be born in this era.
Okay, so what era would it be?
Not Alpha. Not Gen Z.
Mom, no.
Not millennial.
Era. I didn't say generation.
No.
And what you mean by that?
What is exactly
What's wrong with being a Gen Z?
No, everything.
Really? So.
I mean, I don't mean nothing wrong with y'all.
No. The Gen Z clock this. Come on, peep game. Come on, what's that?
What I'm trying to say is that you guys have a lot more to go through. Anxiety, pressure.
Stand down. Okay, anxiety and pressure.
Whatever, Darius.
Continue. No, but okay, so, and everybody who's a Gen X, I can hear them right now. We went through things too. That's all I got anxiety right now. Watching this is what they're gonna say.
Myopia.
We get it. Thank you.
They can't see.
Oh my God, we have myopia.
Myopia, yeah.
I actually don't know if I have myopia. I'm very much like, if I look up something and like I got,
I think you do.
If I have 80% of the symptoms, I got it. Period.
You got 80% symptoms?
No, I'm just saying if I ever look up something, I'm like,
oh, what's that called?
I feel like that's being a hypochondriac.
Called, hypochondriac.
No. That's if you. I think that's if somebody else has a sickness, you think you have it. But I guess it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
You're right.
If you have
Okay, but is that real? I only see that in TV shows.
No, that's real.
I've never met a person who's a hypochondriac.
I have.
Are you one?
Do I say that I got myopia?
Do I have a right ear anymore? No.
You ever heard me say, "Oh, Darius, I got that too. I got that too." Like, you have a holes. You can't even look at holes no more.
Oh, Mom, why would you even bring that up?
It.
Mom, I have something called, it's this chronic disorder called Tripophobia.
I don't understand it.
I don't either, Mom. It's a natural thing. It's almost like a... Continue.
I seen something on TikTok. They was doing something. Mm-hmm. It looked like a little bitty hole, and everybody said, "Oh, my tripophobia is acting up. I gotta go." I was like,
it's an involuntary. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. And what did it make you do?
Okay,
it make you cry, shiver, shake?
Let me tell you what it does for me. I found out, I heard that Kim Kardashian, I don't know if she was on like Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or something, she has tripophobia. And she was like, I have tripophobia. And I was like, what is that? And I looked it up. And I said, okay, well, whatever she has, I have it too. And right now,
so how did you find out? Did you have it?
This is what happens. For me, I've never done any research because it is too much. Like if I look up, try to find any research on it, they're gonna have pictures of things that trigger tripophobia and all this other things, and I just can't even do my research on it because it'll make me too uncomfortable. Right now, my entire body is being engulfed in goosebumps.
Right now?
That's how you know. Okay, you can't see it because I'm having the. You see them? How they're popping up right here? All right there.
Why is it doing that?
Because my body gets, it's an involuntary response and I feel it on my cheek happening. And it's an uncomfortable
feeling.
If
you talk about it?
Because I'm thinking about the whole.
But you've never seen them.
I have seen them.
Oh, you see them in you guys?
Yes. So a lot of times you'll see like a lotus plant and I have to touch myself so I can soothe the goosebumps. For me, I'm not joking. That's my main response. It's an involuntarily, like my whole body will be covered in goosebumps.
Do you feel any type of way? Do you start shaking and shivering?
Yeah. So if it gets severe, but not severe. But I don't have a severe case of it. Where like whatever. But like
some people have severe cases.
I'm assuming because phobias can range or whatever. But for me, when I see, it's not just holes, right? For me personally, I feel like if they're uniform, I did a little bit of research on it. So I'm sorry if you have tripophobia at home and we're triggering it. Essentially what it is that like it's an involuntarily like human response of the unknown. And this, when I read this was really scary.
Unknown like, in the hole?
Yes.
So like, you don't know what's in the hole.
It'll trigger more often if there's a hole and it's black and you don't know what's behind in the hole. It's something like within like our like the people who have it, our brain chemistry of like the unknown. Like I read something like that. So like a lotus flower, I don't know how to explain it. A lotus plant or whatever. You've seen a lotus before, right? Where it has like these holes.
Yeah.
And then it'll have these little that'll like just
You said it has little nuptials.
Yeah, it'll have like these little nuptials in it or whatever. And it just like triggers like this really, it's like almost teeter-tottering on the line of like creepy, and it's unsettling. I don't know how it gets there. But and that, you have to believe, because I literally get, like, involuntarily my body will be covered in goosebumps.
I see the bumps.
They'll be covered in goosebumps. And this is not even bad, like, because I haven't seen a picture. If you showed me a picture, you'll be able to see them popping out.
That is crazy.
And I just don't know why.
Because my thing is something, were y'all wired wrong?
I don't know. But it's like, there are certain
y'all have to have something in common. Not wired wrong, but it's something that...
Well, I don't know. But me and Kim Kardashian have it. So, what you got to say?
I think you're just trying to be on a certain status.
Well, no, that's how I found out. It's through her. Because I was like, what is that? Because I just wanted to look up. You know how somebody has like this phobia. People are like, oh, I have arachnophobia, which is the fear of spiders, I think.
Right.
And then if you don't know what it is.
That's the fear of spiders, not fear of snakes.
Yeah, because I think arachnoids are, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what
arachnophobia, I think it's the fear of spiders.
Yeah, so then you look it up, you're like, what is that? So I looked it up, and they have, of course, had a whole bunch of images of the things that trigger tripophobia. And I said, what was that? And I literally went into anaphylactic shock when I saw it.
The only thing I'm a fear of is that thing with the tail.
Oh my goodness. But is that a
that is a phobia.
But
yes,
you can,
definitely.
Okay.
Because if I could say I could rather live with this without that.
So you had one story, but like what is your catalyst for that thing? Like, why do you not like them so much? Did you even like my hamster that I had?
I didn't like the hamster. That's probably why I died.
That's crazy. Did you guys know about this story? My parents let this hamster die dead on a
Oh, somebody said they probably couldn't. It probably wasn't dead.
Yeah, I heard about that, and I don't even.
They said that it probably was like.
I don't even want to think about that.
It was like this, rigor mortis. It was stiff.
It was hibernating, probably.
And this probably was hibernating, and now we threw him away.
Oh,
we flushed him down the toilet.
I thought you threw him in the garbage.
No, flushed them.
That hamster is dead on arrival. But also, I heard they only last for 2 years anyway, so I can't even remember how long I had it. But when I was younger, years went by like the literal slowest possible.
Yes.
So, but
now that you older,
but now they're just like, meh. January, it's January 1 month, and then it's January the next month.
Oh.
You go through, 4th of July, you do all the stuff, you know.
Do your days go fast? Your time go by fast? Do you think this year has been fast? We just were saying Happy New Year's.
We were just saying Happy New Year's, it did go fast. But I've been, a lot of things have been happening since then. So I think that, I don't know, it just depends.
You know why it is? It's because you have more things to do in your life.
It's school.
It's not school.
It's school. I think that's what it is. When you're in school, like when you're in
it takes forever
K through 12. It takes forever when you're in school.
What about college?
It's different because you have a class here, a class there, and you have these long breaks throughout the day, and so it's more of like it's different. Like you're an adult or whatever. But when you're a kid, it's like I have like 6 months of me waking up at 7 a.m. and coming home at 3. I had the nastiest lunch I've ever had in my life. They had Salisbury steak today. I had to come home and do my homework, and like the good chunk of the day is at school, and then like it's 5 days a week. The Saturdays go by so quick. By the time you blink on Sunday, you're eating soap at church, and you're trying to go home. And I just feel like things go by so quickly. And then summer, y'all had me in summer school every year. I had to get up. Yes, I did.
Why?
I don't know. But I was in summer school every year for my elementary school. I remember eating Fruit Loops dry on the bus.
I think that we did that because we wanted time to ourselves.
And the school year wasn't enough?
We had to have the kids out.
I remember I only remember 2 things from middle school. From summer school. And this is one where I felt really bad. I was a bully one day. Guys, are you ready? This is actually really mean. I've been a bully a couple times in my life. We should talk about when I was a bully. Have you ever been a bully, Mom?
I have never been a bully. I don't like bullies.
Okay, well, I was a bully one time.
I'll be ready to... I don't like it at all.
I was a bully twice. And this was actually really sad and mean. Obviously, like, I would never do this now. But I don't even know how old I was. I was probably in 4th or 5th grade.
No excuse.
Like so this girl...
You're old enough to know.
This is sad. It's not that serious, but it was sad.
Oh, I have been.
A bully?
Not a bully. I used to make fun of people when I was little.
That's a bully. Don't try to change the word to distance yourself. That is a bully.
I did. I remember that, and I felt so bad. And I had to ask God for forgive me, because when I got older, you realize what you did. Why would you do that?
I actually did the most possible, and I have to tell you both my bully stories. So my first bully story, I was in summer school, in elementary school, and there was this girl, poor thing, and she was, I think she was just like, she was like either Middle Eastern, or she was like, I think she was Middle Eastern. And white too, maybe. And she had hair on her arms, just like
on your leg.
But she was pretty hairy. Yeah, like my leg. So she had a good amount of hair on her arms, and we're in elementary school. Like, no one really has hair like that. And I remember saying, "Why do you have hair on your arms? Like, that's so weird." And she said, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I've always had hair."
Darius.
And I said, "Oh," I think that was all I said. But I think I don't know if I got in trouble or not, but that's really sad.
That's really sad. Now you probably, and she probably got insecurities today.
She probably had a lot of people who told her that. And that's really mean.
But you tried to get on the bandwagon.
No. I was the first one. I'm saying there was no one around who said it. It was my original thought. But I'm saying I'm still, probably to this day, she probably did get bullied for that when she was in elementary school.
But what would possess you to say something like that?
I don't know. Okay, Mom, dang, you act like I said it now. I shouldn't have said that. I don't know why. I just thought it was weird that I had never even had my own body hair. Like, no one had hair at all, ever. And I was like, why do you have hair on your arms? Like, that was just weird to me. We were in elementary school. The boys didn't even have hair.
But you was born with a lot of hair on your face and everything around your body.
I didn't have no facial hair when I was in elementary school.
No, when you was a baby born.
Okay, well, yeah, but like Peach Fuzz, she had hair. Like, it was hair.
Like the old leg.
Yeah, she had hair.
And now
it was
you
like,
got it.
It was long and straight.
And now you got it.
I was just like, this is so...
It wasn't like
It wasn't...
Like an animal.
I mean, not an animal, but it was like it was a thick sheet of... Not a sheet, I wasn't going to say like it's fur. But it was like, she had hair, a lot of hair.
You could still see her skin.
Yeah, you could see her skin through it, but it was just a lot of hair. And I was just like, that's interesting. Now I say interesting when in a place of words that I would have normally used when I was in elementary school. But I was just like, oh, like, that's a lot of hair. And I just remember making a big deal about it. I think she might have told the teacher, but I don't think I got in trouble for it. The second one, I actually do need to go to prison. My second bully story.
What did you do?
And I actually do feel terrible about this, and the girls are going to get me, actually. Because I know that well, first of all, listen. So, and I remember her name too. Poor girl. It was always a girl. So mean.
Yes, Darius.
Okay, calm down. It was two.
And you always supposed to go to girls.
It was two girls. Don't try it. And I was young and foolish both times. The first girl had hair on her arms, and I just didn't know the concept of hair. The second girl was, another fellow black girl, and we were supposed to be ride or dies. We weren't like super close. But I'm saying, like, at our almost entirely white elementary school, I was supposed to be her bestie. I was supposed to be her confidant. I was supposed to be her friend. And I don't even know what grade this was, but I definitely should have not. There was no excuse. So we're outside on the playground. I think I might have told you this in a video too, I don't know. But we were outside on the playground, and she, her mom, I don't know, her mom or dad or somebody had done her hair. And she had like I'm assuming just like oils in her hair or something like that. But her entire like forehead was like, it had like
grease,
oil basically on it, whatever. And I was like, why do you have okay, I'm making myself seem like I was like, I don't even know how I said it, but like I wasn't like this normally, so there's no way I was just like all out of the blue like, why do you, and being a bully, but I don't know how I said it, but I was like, why do you have like like grease on your like forehead, and like it was her hair was shiny because she had oils in it. And I was like, why do you have that on your hair or whatever? And she was like, I don't. And I'm always trying to make him seem so innocent, but she was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Oh my God. And I said, oh. And then I said, it looks like, this sounds like I'm actually just the rudest person ever. I was like, it looks like somebody took like a corn dog and squeezed it on your head. And like the corn dog juice came out. And she said, and she started crying. And then this is actually humiliating. She started crying and she ran to the teacher. And I said, No, I didn't do that. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. I was probably scared actually when she ran because she started crying. And then I probably felt bad, I'm sure. But then she went to tell the teacher and we all started lining up to go back inside. And she said, listen. And this was the teacher that, she was a 5th grade teacher. We were younger, but we all knew who this teacher was. She did not play. Actually, she did not play. She said, somebody told, but she didn't single me out. I'm sure she told the teacher who it was who said it. But we have everybody in the lines or whatever. And she's like, somebody told her, blah, blah, blah. And then she said what I said out loud about the corn dog. And she said, don't you ever say something about a kid in your classroom ever again. She's talking to the whole class though. And then she looked at me. And then they both did it too. And the girl who I did it with looked at me too. She said, And I said, oh my God. And I was looking crazy. And I felt really guilty in the back because she didn't say my name. If she would have said my name, I would have actually peed myself. But she didn't say that. But I knew she knew it was me. And I just felt really bad.
Did you do that again?
No, that was the only 2 times I ever bullied anybody. I've never been. Oh, there's that other one time, but I can't say that one. That was actually sad. I mean, but I was coerced.
You was coerced from what?
I was coerced.
From who?
Just like my friend group. I feel like that was just not. That was
that was
out of my character.
You was peer pressure. Yes,
but yes, I think that I was just in an environment where I thought that was okay, and just was not. I'm a grown person. I'm a changed person. I'm 23. Like everyone, calm down. These are obviously when I was way, way younger, and I can count on less than 3 fingers how many times I've been a bully. But that 3rd time was in high school, which was unacceptable. Unacceptable. But
I think I wasn't a bully then.
So you've never done? What have you?
I think I was a.
You say you should make fun of people.
That's what's in my privacy.
Oh, I want to hear the tea.
It wasn't like that. It was like I would make fun of the way people talk, and it was not good.
You would make fun of the way gay people talked.
I didn't.
Wow.
Did you know I didn't say gay people?
Okay, well, which kind of people?
I said the way people talk.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so this is horrible.
Don't try to say that. When I said it. Okay, what do you mean by this is horrible? Don't try to distance yourself now.
This is really horrible.
Okay.
I think I was probably like, oh, how old was I? I don't even know. It was not even an excuse. I was young. But I used to make fun of people that, No.
We're gonna have to cut this out.
Why?
Because I don't know what type of people you're talking about, but if it's any group of people, that's an actual group of people. What do you mean?
No, so, I'm not gonna say it then.
Okay, anyways, yeah.
Just know that I did, but it was only one time.
Okay.
I did that and I felt so bad.
But you weren't around those people. You were around that person.
Oh no, I didn't do it. Would never do it. No. And then you know what? What's
no. Oh, I thought you were saying another time.
The crazy thing about it is, that person ended up passing away. Yeah, this is a true story. Passing away, and I paid for the entire funeral.
Oh, recently?
This was like a few years ago, yeah. And I promise you, I was like...
Interesting. Well, at least you got to redeem yourself. I don't know where that girl with the arm hair is. She gone with the wind.
Whatever.
And I don't know where the other girl is. She with the corn dog juice. I'm sorry, girl. And I know she probably knows, or I don't know. I think she moves.
Just as long as you don't mention no names, because last time you had trouble with some names.
That was actually terrible.
I know, and it was shocking.
That's because you.
And don't blame me.
Let me explain.
Do not blame me.
No, listen. I just felt like it seemed like a private conversation. Obviously, it wasn't. But like when I don't even think about YouTube like that. Like especially at the.
That's your dad. Go ahead. You
thing as loud as all get out. Anyways, I always or at the time, I didn't realize the reach, but also I didn't think that anybody at my school was watching our videos. This was more like a, where does
But that's when we were going viral.
Okay, but
every video.
But our mukbangs, our regular mukbangs, that was my junior year of high school.
I know, man. You will still get.
Okay, well, whoever's tattled on me, tried it.
It was bad, and I was just like, I could not believe it. No, you did do a lie. Okay, you bitch your name.
Okay, but first of all, you wanted to know all the tea when it was happening, though. Oh, well, tell me more. Oh, well, what happened with this? Oh, she did that. Oh, blah, blah. And I said, and I was just feeling.
But you should always say, okay, Quincy.
Right, but it still would have gotten back to her, probably. But the point is
because they will know that. Oh, I know this story. It was me.
But anyways, I do feel bad about that too. I definitely felt what I was saying was valid, but it just never should not have been on YouTube. I just didn't think about like anybody ever seeing it.
Well, like,
and sometimes I still think that about things when I shouldn't. Obviously, people can see it, but it's just like,
right, just like the man that was in the store. At the when we went to go for some furniture at Watson.
What happened with that? I forgot. Did I say something to him?
He said something.
I said
I forgot what it was.
Oh, I told the story because me and Dad had went and
he was like, "Hi, how you doing?" Oh, he said, "I know your YouTube channel."
No, there was a guy, I don't know if this is the right story, but there was a guy, me and Dad were there, and there was a guy that was talking to us and helping us out, and then some other employee came in, I think, and was like being rude or something or whatever, and I talked about that employee on the video. I was like, he came in saying this, and that, and then I think we found out that him and his wife watched the channel.
Yes.
And I said, hey girl. I said, how y'all doing? Hey. Because I just thought, okay, what am I supposed to think? That the Watson's furniture department store guy is watching mukbangs in his free time with his wife. Like, why am I supposed to think that? So I just think, okay, well, let me just air my dirty laundry. Then I can't do that apparently because people are watching and listening.
I know, because that's what happened when I was like, then the people was working on my back. In the backyard, and they make noise every time I try and do my mukbang and blah blah blah. And I was like, they was in the car sleeping, and then I was saying, and then the man said,
"Oh my God,
Mrs. Gaskin, anytime you need us just to not make noise, because we heard my wife told us that you was complaining about our noise and saying that we were, that we were on our lunch break." No.
So that's another thing too. Is like I can kind of tell because of our demographic. Sometimes you're safe. If we go to somewhere and it's mostly white people, like we'll probably be fine. But that one time we went to, I mean, not that there's not white people who watch. Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
Okay, don't say that. I get it. Okay, we know that you guys watch and we love it.
Yes, we do.
But I always think that like this is an area where people don't know who you are. You think that
people don't know who you are, but they because I have a group of people that know. They be waving me. They waving me in the backyard because they know who I am. Remember when that person came to my house and they was like, my son wants to know how to do social media. And I'm like,
did anything ever happen with that?
No, I just see them sometimes, or they be in a lot of the kids be speaking to me and stuff like that, and I speak to them.
That's very
But they be knowing. And you don't be thinking that nobody like, okay, they probably don't watch me. Only my color watch me.
Right.
But that's not true. Because I be getting caught.
When we were at the show, the theater, and she said, "Be love."
Yeah. Oh,
be lovely.
She said, "Be lovely."
She said, "Be lovely over here," and I said, "What?" I said, "Oh, hey."
Yeah, that was true. I was like,
and she didn't know who we were.
And then it was in Jungle Gym. It was a whole Hispanic family, and it was like,
I think Hispanic people watch.
Well, yeah, I got a lot of Hispanic viewers, and I love. And she was like, the whole family. They were so like, I mean, when I say pretty much supporters, big supporters, they knew everything. That's how I know. I know when my big supporters come because they be like, "Where's Dalvin? Where's Darius? Where's Nicole? And they be asking for everybody. And then they remember
people's names. I watch so much content online that I feel like if I saw somebody I watch in person, I don't even know if I would be able to remember their name. And then like to remember their
stories,
their
and
videos they've
lives,
done, and their lives and their
they
families.
be knowing all of it. I be like, okay, baby. But it be a lot. I be like, and it's very flattering to know that can happen. But it's very at the same time, I be like, ooh, I better be careful.
Right, because you
I be saying, I be better be careful. You never know.
Yeah, you don't. And she didn't know. She said, remind me again about my name at the theater. She said,
your name.
She said, remind me again.
She said, I seen you before too.
David. And I was like, no. Darius. I was like, hey, how you doing? And that always happens. But yeah, I don't.
They're like, oh, cool. Can I take a picture? Darius, take our picture.
Right. And and by the time I blink, I'm a coat rack. I got coats, bags, purses, 3 phones. I'm over here like this. I'm the assistant. I'm trying to make sure the camera angles are right. We always are. Every time we meet somebody, they always end up on the next video.
They do.
And they've never.
Oh no! You should have saw the one. I did a video the other day. I was doing a video. We was at Wingstop.
Oh,
I was
you
doing
did
a
it
video.
there at the Wingstop?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I did a video at Wingstop, and I'm doing a video, and then I saw a car that pulled up next to us, and I just looked over, and they was like,
"Oh my gosh, that happened in DC too."
Real? Oh
the guy
yeah.
we were at the restaurant, and he was doing this in the window.
Yeah, and he came in the restaurant.
I saw him. I was like, "What is he doing?"
Yeah,
well, I didn't know.
And he walked through the door with his family.
But if you're loving
you.
people, oh, baby, we love you now. But I was just like, you have to think like when you were just caught off guard, like you're out in public, you're grocery shopping, you're trying to eat or something.
You're eating, and then you're right. And so, anyways, back to the story in the car. So in the car, I'm like, okay, and I just had waved. That's all I did. I said wave, and then. All I know is when I looked back 3 seconds later, I had somebody at my door, at my window, while I was doing the video.
Oh, you did it in a car?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was a car video, and it was like
knocking on the window was a little crazy.
She was like, I was like, well, she wasn't knocking. She was like, because Nate was like, baby, she's at the window.
Oh.
And she was like, and I was like, oh, okay. And so I had to
Wait,
stop.
so you were in your car?
I was in my car doing the video.
And Dad was in the passenger seat?
Yes.
So, did she knock on Dad's door or yours?
Mine's.
Oh, and you didn't know that she was there?
I didn't know. I was sitting there. I was still doing the video.
Okay.
What's up, y'all? I was in the driver's seat. She was in the passenger.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say.
That's how I was trying to clear it up, though. That was some kind of...
I was yeah.
He didn't want to make it seem like you were driving, which is a little crazy, but...
Anyways, what it was.
It didn't even... Okay, whatever.
Anyways, so yes, I was in the passenger seat. He was in the driver's seat. He was driving. But my thing is, it scared me because I was like, okay. And then I was doing a video, so I was like, yeah, I'm doing a video.
Right. Okay, but my thing
Nate
is...
just ended it.
Okay, so see, here's my thing. And this is no cheating, no shade to the girl. But, like, don't you think that she, like, knows that you do car, like, videos all the time?
I think she does.
And I would be weary to go up to be like...
But my thing is, I don't think people think of that because they feel like,
not,
okay, maybe they feel like...
I guess you wouldn't think about that.
They probably like,
if
I gotta go. I just need this picture. And you can go back.
Oh, she wanted you to take a picture?
Yeah, I had to get out of the car.
Oh, okay.
And she gave me a hug. We took a picture. And then, yeah. That was it. But then sometimes too, and that's why when I'm with my friends, my girlfriends or family, I just stop and take pictures with anybody that comes up to me, and I don't care because I don't want people to be feeling so type of afraid of me.
Right.
I would rather for them to come ask me, you guys come ask me, look, can we take a picture instead of recording me.
Oh, right.
Without my knowledge.
I haven't seen that before.
Oh, it happened
That's
the other
scary.
day at the R&B festival. My wife was like, one of my girlfriends, she was like, oh, you don't have to record. You can take a picture with her.
They had their phone recording?
They would record me without me knowing, and she said, you can take a picture.
Danger.
She was like, you can take a picture, but you don't have to do that. I was like, okay. And she came up and she took a picture. I was like, okay, because she was trying to get a picture without my knowledge.
Right.
Because she didn't want to come and bother me.
Right.
I was like, you can take a picture.
I think
I'll probably look crazy on that picture if you...
Right, on the video.
Yeah, on that video. Whatever you was doing. But yeah, that happens sometimes. Or when I'm eating. And I have a whole handful of...
Right.
And they be like, can I take a picture? I said, okay, wait. And I just have my spray. I have to wash my hands off. And then I have to, take the pictures. But I was like, oh, excuse how I look. I'm trying to wipe my face off. And then I got to check my teeth.
Right.
It's a lot, y'all. Because I have to go, every time I finish eating, I have to go check my teeth and make sure. And rinse them out. Just trying to make sure if nothing in my teeth.
Yeah.
Because I know I probably got some jacked up videos out there.
I always try to be like, I never know what to say when people come up to me personally, because I don't ever.
I always say, I always say, oh, cool, thank you for watching. I appreciate the support.
I say the same thing, and they're probably thinking, okay, well,
like, oh, right.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like, I don't know other than that.
Yeah.
Because it's not we know each other, so then they know more about you than you know about them. So you're just like,
that's what makes it. They would know. I promise you. They say, yeah, I remember when you, and you be like, wow.
Well,
I
obviously,
forgot all about that.
Right.
Like I'm like, what? And that could be literally like 50 videos ago, and I'll be like, because we got thousands of videos out there, so it's almost like, okay, I don't remember that. Mm-hmm. Because I had just met a lady recently. She was like, yeah, we watch you all the time. And her father, I was literally in the parking lot of Myers in Columbus, Ohio. And they just pulled up on us. And she was like, hey, my daughter says she knows you. And I said, oh, hey. And then her father started prophesying to me and Nate. Yes. And then the daughter came out, and I said, I asked her daughter, I was like, can I get a hug? I was giving hugs and everything. But she was like, yeah, my daughter, no, she said her daughter or her sister. Her sister really loves my videos. And she was like, I was singing Todd a Christian song.
Oh, okay.
I forgot who it was. I forgot what song it was. And I said, oh, really? And I'm thinking like, what song was that? What song? I couldn't remember the song or what video. Mm-hmm. And that had to be a while back. I don't know. But some of the videos I don't be remembering. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
And it kind of make us look crazy.
Well, right, because I don't know if it does. I don't,
because I would think people were like, okay, you don't remember that?
Right, your own video?
Your own video? I'm like, well, not really.
Well, if we talked about you in this video, we love you down to the ground. Actually, you're an icon, you're a legend. Thank you for supporting. Especially if you were in one of the situations we're talking about. You're an amazing person. Amazing. I always think, do people think like this is rude, like that we're talking about it? Like
no, they are really good, true supporters, ride or die. Because I told them to do that. Come up to me and give me, and let me know. I
think that I get a lot of messages of people being like, I saw you.
But I didn't come up to you because I was scared. Right. Or I was afraid to ask you for a picture.
Right. Some people think that I'm gonna be weird or whatever. Yeah. Because I feel like I do portray that on the thing about the whole like, people I don't know or whatever. So I feel like they're always thinking, oh, I can't go up to Darius because he's going to be like, awkward or whatever.
Yeah.
And one time, I feel like I'm always looking crazy. One time I was at the grocery store and I was buying potatoes and I had my slides on. My hair was very much I needed a retwist and a wash immediately. I had probably a tank top on or something, some shorts. I was trying to do a quick run. I should have had my glasses on, my sunglasses. But I saw this lady. She was on a FaceTime or something with her friend. And she said, Darius. And I said, hey, how you doing? And I ran. Because I feel like, sometimes if I don't ever stay and I'm just like, how you doing? Or something like that. And I leave. It's because I just can't. And I can't even take a picture if you want me to. I don't even want that on the internet. Right. The way that I look at that time. So I got noticed in the street too. I get a lot in Chicago because it's where
some places you get more people. But my thing is, this is the thing when you're out. Because I'm I'm not saying y'all. I am not no A-list celebrity. I'm past Z. Okay, that's what I feel myself. But I do get recognized a lot. Mm-hmm. So when I'm getting recognized, some people like, oh, let me FaceTime my uncle. Let me FaceTime my mama. Right. Let me FaceTime my sister. I'll be like, okay. So I'm saying hey to people.
Right.
I'm FaceTiming. They call, and I don't mind. I don't mind that happening. But it's like, man, you cannot go anywhere looking crazy.
Right.
You can never have them down moments. I did that one time when I first started YouTube, and I'm thinking like, and I used to only get like, I think I only had like 20,000 subscribers. I went to the mall, and somebody said, "Blove." I had on pajama pants, y'all.
No, pajama pants.
Pajama pants, and I don't know what my hair was looking like. And it was, and my husband said, "You cannot go out looking like that no more." And I'm just like, OMG, I couldn't believe it. She wanted to take a picture, and that was my first time encounter of having a supporter come up to me, and I was like, "Oh, my life is over with. It ain't. I can't be going."
Right.
I could, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I can't. What I'm saying is I have to look decent every time.
Right. Because, but I feel like I didn't
have a lot of crazy moments though. Still, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm not even looking like." Oh yeah, because I went to another place, y'all, in Subway, and I was in a city. What was I at? Not Kentucky. I was at a place that y'all, I thought I was gonna never be recognized. I went in that Subway. I promise you, I was getting through. Walked up in there, and then they said, and there was a white lady and her daughter. She said, "Blove, I cannot believe I'm meeting you." And I said, "I know you lied. Not today."
Right.
In my head, I'm like, "Not today," out of all days. And I greeted her, gave her a hug. We took pictures. Hey, we had a conversation because I was waiting on my food. But and then the people back, "Who are you?"
Right.
I want to take a picture.
That always happens.
Can we take a picture too?
Well,
that's what happens. They want to take a picture, but they don't know who you are, but they still want to take a picture. We were
somewhere where somebody wanted a picture with you, and then like, I just know this girl didn't know who you were, but she saw that someone wanted to take a picture with you, so she wanted one. I don't know where we were at.
That happens a lot. That happens at the FRB festival. I was like getting bombarded with people who want to take pictures and pictures. Like when I'm in a bathroom and with a lot of women in there, they taking pictures and pictures, and then another girl, they say, "Who are you?" And I just tell her what I do, and then she say, "Oh, I want to take a picture too."
Maybe they're keeping it just in case.
Just in case. Like, I took a picture with this person. You know who this is?
I think I'm scared to go up to people. I don't know why. Do you have anybody where you'd be like, "I want to go up to them"?
I've never seen anybody like.
So if let's say you're at Kroger, and you see Fantasia in the
I'm taking a picture. Baby, can I take a picture? Yes, I will be.
Interesting.
I will be doing that. Yes,
I think I'll be scared.
You will, because remember we was in Vegas and we saw that guy when we was at the resort world when it first opened up.
Yeah, we saw Jack Harlow.
And Darius said,
I froze.
That's Jack Harlow.
Because it's so weird seeing
He had bodyguards and everything.
Yeah, he had bodyguards. But it's so weird seeing somebody you recognize or know on the phone, like on a screen.
Yeah.
And then like by the time you register them in person, and they're just like they're living normal life, they're walking around, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, like that's so and so." And it was something like where you were by the elevator, but you were kind of walking slow, and I was walking ahead of you, and so it's not even like you were with me. So I kind of felt like I had to stay back, but he was walking fast, like he had somewhere to be with his bodyguards, and I didn't want to be like go through his bodyguards and say, "Can I take a picture?" What would you do if you came around the corner from the elevator and the bodyguards had me up against the wall like this with their Because I tried to run up on Jack Harlow. What would you do?
I would be like, hey. Oh, it would have been a problem.
Okay.
And I would have my camera on.
And they would have...
Hey, and camera on.
They would have punted you into...
My camera would have been on.
You would have been a shooting star over Resorts World.
You're right.
Flying over.
And then we were in a secluded area. The Resort World, it was brand new, so they have it where they have different types of sections of hotels in it. So we were at a section where it was secured, where it had a special door. We had a special area.
It was a different side. Yeah, I don't think it was the one I don't remember if it was the one we were staying at or not. But it had to have been because we were
it was at the Resort World. It was brand new. Because we didn't want to
they had opened up 2 weeks prior.
Yeah, they did.
There was 2 weeks old at that time.
And we stayed there.
And I remember Katy Perry was doing her show there. But whatever. Anyways, is this more than an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, I just didn't know. I feel like I'm losing track of time.
Yeah. We can end up closing it out.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Because we have other things to do.
Oh.
Anyways, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And yes, we'll see y'all in the next video. Always remember to keep God first in everything that you do. Love your handles. Not love handles. I was about to say love handles. Not those.
I have a couple pieces.
I know.
Just a few. I'm just kidding, but...
No, you...
What?
What?
What was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just don't want to feel like I'm ever making anybody, feel... It's really a teeter-totter line when we talk about bodies. Let's talk about bodies. Yeah. Because I honestly think that...
Bodies? How many bodies you had?
No. I don't know what kind of YouTube you've been watching.
Do they still say that?
Yes, they do. And it's typically towards women, which is disgusting. Because what kind of bodies have the men have? Quickly, bring it up. Bring up the list. I want to see the black book. That's what I thought.
So it's not accused. It's not.
It's not. Because why do you care about, and I know everyone always hates me. But why do you care about how much? I just don't understand the whole body count thing. I don't get it. I think it's so stupid.
Because a woman body count should be high as a man.
Are you saying you believe that?
No, that's what they said.
Okay, because I was okay.
If you had 10 body counts and I had 10 body counts.
So, okay, my point is that I don't get it.
If a woman
the
has
logic is stupid.
100 body counts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. So if a woman have 100 body counts, they looked as being a...
Yes, of course.
But
a man can just,
But a man have one, they be like, oh, it's okay. You should get more.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's stupid. So, I mean, I just don't understand whatever logic there is, save it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I've heard so many analogies. Oh, well, if you buy a house and there was 6 house owners, but girl, shut up. Shut up. You bought that house because you liked it. Don't play. You moved your family in there because you liked that house. You don't need to know how many owners there was. You'll still buy it. I promise you that. You'll sleep well.
So it's the same thing for a woman.
Because they try to make women houses, which is them equated in the property. They always love to do that. All the time. Oh, well, if I bought a car and it has 5 users on Carfax, if you don't get these Carfax out of my face, they always tell some...
So, but what about a man? I guess because a woman is built different on the inside than a man. A man can never get more... Because you have heard it where women, they don't have any, the walls.
Okay, but obviously I don't have any.
Obviously I don't have any. And they can hula hoop down there, and there's the hallway.
Okay.
And all the other stuff.
Okay, so you want somebody who's 14? Quickly, because I have the police on speed dial. Because let's be serious.
They do that's why they probably want young women. That's why men we want a 20-year-old.
Detestable. Jail time. Immediately. You need to be under the jail. I just think that it's so crazy. I understand your little preferences and things like that or whatever. And also, I don't even know, is that even true? That it's going to be so quote unquote, I think this is all misogyny. I don't know. Is it going to be like a loose thing? Is that true? Like, I don't know as a woman.
Oh no, I've heard that, but I don't know if that's true. That women, you can't feel nothing. They have to take those silver kegel balls. Is it called kegel?
I don't know.
This is
not my territory. I don't know anything about it.
What is that, y'all? Is it called kegel balls?
I don't know.
That you put the balls in and you do exercise and squeeze and squeeze. I have never done it in my life, so don't ask me. Okay. But I've heard that people do that, or they do stuff, exercise, or they go to a place to actually get tightened up down there.
Well, I just think that too often we're teeter-tottering on the lines of women who are virgins and adolescent women. They want somebody who's 18
or somebody
19,
that have a low body count.
Right, but it's like, but you can. I hate hypocrites. I hate them. I hate hypocrites who are like, well, I should be able to be sexually free and do whatever I want to, but you can't. You can only be here for me. And then when I'm done with you, like I have done with all these other girls, I'm going to discard you. And then I want another one who's pure so I can mess them up too and then throw them to the side.
Yeah.
How dare you? Now, I have made my own decision to not, like, I don't want to ever get into situations where I'm talking on behalf of women, because a lot of times I'll hear things that men say that are insane. And then I'll be like, well, obviously defending the women in that situation. But then I don't know what women want. Like, you know, like I don't know.
Right, because you're not a woman.
Right, I'm not a woman. But like also I mean, I know that women don't want to be treated like objects. There's basic things that I know, right? And so then, but a lot of times I don't feel like I'm in the place to be like saying, you know, when it comes to like what a woman's role is or a man's role or, you know, whatever, because I'm not even in that situation. But I also do feel like I need to take up for the girls.
Be a spokesman.
For my girls. But I don't know. I just feel like I teeter on the lines. But this definitely, like, I just think that no woman can actually be like, well, there are a lot of women who do believe like, oh, well, as a woman, you should be this, and that. And I'm talking to you, if you too, you're just as bad as these men out here. If you, and there's a lot of, you know, things that women, there's a lot of women who have internalized misogyny as well because of the society that we're built in. That's just how it is.
I just don't like the fact when I see a woman, really taking advantage of a man, I don't like that.
So now we switch the role. What do you mean?
I'm saying I don't like when like that Cheesecake Factory lady said, "Oh, you gonna take me to Cheesecake Factory on our first date?" Or a woman say, "Oh, there was just something recently. A woman was in a car and the man said, you know, let's go on a date." And when he took her on a date, he took her to Starbucks. She went off, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna drop you off at home." And she said, and then he started to drive, and he kicked her out the car. He said, "Better yet, I'm not finna drop you off at home. You would just get out."
Out the car is crazy. What did she do in the car?
She was cussing him out, saying that, "Oh, you so broke. Why would you take me to Starbucks for our first date?"
Oh, yeah,
and he said, "You must not have no money." He said, "I'm not broke." He said, "I'm not broke at all. I just want to take you out." Yeah, he said, "I'm just taking you out for Starbucks," which I wouldn't mind. Listen, if you're trying to take me out, you're not trying. It's not like you're my man. You're just trying to get to know me. Let's have coffee. Let's talk over coffee. Let's talk over it. What's the difference?
I don't know anything about dates in the first place.
Okay, so if anybody want to take you on a date, where would you expect to go? Would you get offended if you don't take you to a steak dinner?
No. What?
Would you get offended they take you to
my dynamic is different.
Huh?
My dynamic is different.
You said what?
I said my dynamic is
Why?
different. Because I don't have the traditional settings of like am I supposed to be the one paying for the date? I'm also a man too. Like, I don't know. It's like it's different. We don't have the same. Right. We could do that too, but I'm saying I don't have the same. I'm not in this world. Okay. You talking to girls. The girls. You talking to your fellow sisters. I don't know what my situation is different because we're both men in that situation.
But what would you expect? If somebody said, "I am very highly interested in you. I want to take you out on a date," because they're offering you, they want to take you out on a date.
I'm just assuming when I get there that it's Dutch. Period.
Okay.
At least for the first, couple days, because like you don't know. I don't know. Again, I haven't really been in any situation like that, but I know I would definitely not be like, "Oh, I need to be wined and dined, and then I need to be laid to the side after."
Who want to be like? Was you laid to the side like having?
It was a joke.
But that's what a man said. One man was like, he brought some lady some food, and she said she wasn't giving him none. And he literally said, "I'm not paying for your bill because you supposed to come back. I thought I was going to get some."
Wait, they were trying to share some food? What happened?
No. He took her out and brought, saying, "I'm just going to take you out to dinner." He was going to pay for everything. When it all said and done, she said she wasn't going back to home with him. He was like, "Well, I'm not paying for your meal." He said, "I'm finna sign a check. I'm only going to pay for my portion. We going Dutch." And left her there. And
because she didn't want to go home with him?
Right.
Well, he needs to go to a jail cell. Do you think that's okay?
Darius, that is not okay. Why would you want something from somebody? We're going on a date and you want to have sex with me? But that's what Kevin Samuels always said in his little thing. He said that when you going out with a man, we want something in return.
And see, this is the situations where I get upset.
He said that we're not going to be spending our money on y'all and y'all think y'all ain't going to get us nothing. That's what he said. I don't know, y'all. I used to go out on dates and there ain't no man ask me for nothing. They used to take me out. I could go to Red Lobster. They could take me out to whatever. But Red Lobster back then. No, Red Lobster, Lone Star or whatever.
I think.
And without having to give up my body parts. Or what?
I just think but then they're upset when they see a girl who has too high of a body count. But I don't know. It's just a hypocrisy. I hate it. My point is that these situations like these, like, I just think this is all crazy, and I obviously didn't do it, and neither did you. But
it's different.
We're in a society that's literally so insane. Why? Who did this? Who did this? I want to know who it was. Here's the mic. Remember I used to do that? Do you have a question? Not a question. Do you have an answer to my question, rather?
No, I don't.
Who did it? Because I want to know. Because if you think about it, this is all clinically insane.
Does that happen to you in y'all club?
We have a whole different subject and a different story. Because
what's y'all subject?
Typically we don't do it. There is no question. There's usually not. Actually, I don't even want to air our dirty laundry. I can't do it on this video. But it's just not the same thing. With the dates, it's not the same thing. But the point is that
it's not nothing. It's not. Y'all have to you know.
No
trade.
Usually there is trade first. Huh? What? No, I can't. It's not the video for it.
Okay,
it's not the video for it.
We talk about it on your channel.
But I think all of it is crazy. Like who came up with these traditions? Because I hate it. But obviously, I'm not participating in it. But I just think from an outside perspective.
But the things that y'all participate in is not good, right? Either.
Okay, well, I don't know if this is about us right now.
What you mean?
It's not. It's actually,
y'all do stuff that's
we're talking your community.
No,
we're talking your community right now. Okay, we'll have our time. Right now, it's not it. Okay, so my point is that from an outside perspective of your guys' community. But
do you think y'all despicable?
Since you guys are so asking, oh yes, don't worry. I think I'm really despicable too for a lot of other reasons. But while I'm clocking your community, I think that this is all quite literally insane. Men have the highest expectations. I think that a lot of women have high expectations too of the man. I think you guys just are always going, well, it's always back and forth and this and that. I think that they're all outlandish requirements. I think that, not all, but a lot of them are outlandish requirements. I think that when you're talking about dates, as a man, I'm trying to put myself in both situations, like, I feel like it might be crazy to be like, I need to be taken to Mastro's where Beyonce and Jay-Z eat at on our first date. I don't even know who you are, but I need you to pay for our entire meal. I need to be wined and dined like that.
I know, and the lady asked, the man paid for the entire meal. One lady paid for a man paid for the entire meal, y'all. Then she was like, do you mind paying? My 2 kids are hungry too. Can we get a to-go? And then he said, sure.
Like a to-go meal?
A to-go meal. And they was at a high-end restaurant. She said, can I take some to my 2 kids? They gonna be hungry when I get home too. Them. And he said, okay. And then she ordered, okay, can I get 2 orders of chicken linguine?
No.
I was like,
you know what?
Okay. And she said I guess she got the.
I would say, hold that thought. There's a chicken Aldi down the street. I'll drop you off.
Really?
Yeah, I'll give you $50 cash. You go get your.
Darius.
No.
You know what? No.
No.
I think
that's crazy.
I think that you would have done it.
Because
you don't know how to say no. You don't know how to say. It was awkward in that moment. I didn't know how to say no.
Okay, but that's
I didn't want to say no to the kids. I know they gotta eat too. You would have came up with all kinds of excuses. But do they have to have chicken linguine
at the place?
Yes. He thought she was gonna say, okay, let's give me some chicken tenders,
right?
A hamburger and fries, kids menu. She said, give me some two orders of chicken linguine.
I just think this is. I think that's insane. I just feel like people don't have their heads screwed on correctly. Like, why would you ever do that?
Oh my God. I think it was for her 3 kids.
Whoa, what?
2 or 3.
And these are all first dates, I'm assuming?
Yes.
No, you're not getting a call back from me ever again. Okay, I'll feed him this time. You'll block delete immediately. Are you kidding? No.
And then they tell me something, he was a simp.
Oh my God.
Because he paid for it.
Anyways. I just think that all this is crazy.
That's why men and women always be saying, and then it was one woman saying, yeah. This woman said she went to school and got a degree. So she was a stay-at-home mom, right? She said, if I'm a stay-at-home mom and then I end up going to college, getting my degree, and then I'm making money, that should be my money. And I guess at the end of the day, he was saying that she said, if I'm making a lot of money, I still want to date a high end man. I don't want to date lower than me that's making less than me. And then the people were saying, well, why is it that when you wasn't making any money, you still wanted a high end man? But then now that you making a high end number, you cannot.
Right.
You don't want a person that's a low end that don't make that much money, which is not fair.
It's all about
which is
optics.
not fair because
right
when you were down, you wanted to date up. Now that you up,
do you see how crazy
you ain't gonna date down.
Do you
see
how
date
crazy
up.
this is? If we just did away with all of it, really, it'd be fine. Because that woman is probably thinking, I can't be with a man who doesn't make a lot. And this is getting into territory that people probably do agree with what I'm about to say, even though I disagree with what I'm about to say. So that woman probably thought, like, I want to be with this man I can only be with a man who's a quote unquote high value man.
Right.
Because society has told them that obviously you can't be a breadwinner as a woman.
Right.
So, like, you can't, maybe for more reasons than this, I'm sure, but she doesn't even want to be seen with a man who doesn't have it like she does.
Right.
And I think there's no issue with wanting to have your partner, your spouse, like, be in the same, like,
tax bracket,
or hard worker, or like has a degree or whatever. So I understand that aspect of it. But I think that, like, if you're making more money than your husband, I just think that should be fine. I don't know if it's that serious or not, but like, I think a lot of women don't care.
Some women do care, and some women don't. I don't think that should be a big deal. Like, if I'm going to school and you had me when I wasn't making nothing, and then I end up surpassing you. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just like
some people will dump them and say, you know what, I'm moving on to somebody that's on my level.
Well, if it's a difference. If they don't see any ambition in their partner, right? I've been working hard to go to school and do all this stuff or whatever.
But they had ambition because they was going to school and I was taking care of you.
Oh, when they were in school.
Yeah, they were taking care of them while they was in school, but then they graduated and got their own job.
No,
and now their job is making way more money than you. And now
that's terrible.
Yeah, now you want to say, "Oh, I need to date up high end. We don't have anything in common anymore." I'm moving on with my life. We're in different.
This is why I don't want to involve myself in this, because I just don't. I think all this is crazy. All of it is crazy.
It is.
I think if people are just normal and understanding that people are human beings and that there should never be any expectations for any of the genders. I know that's an unpopular opinion amongst the crowd of girls and boys too, apparently all of them. I just think that all that is so crazy, and I think that if you find a match, and I just don't think that anything is that serious where you can't be with somebody who's not in your tax bracket, or be with somebody.
It's not that serious. My thing is, when you're married or when you're with that person, when you're married, it's your money is my money is your money.
Right.
That's how I feel. That's how I live.
And I think that, like, also if you love them, like, is all the money only thing you look at, like, especially if you're making enough for you guys to be comfortable. I understand, like I said, in extreme cases.
I think that let's be for real, finances is important in a relationship, in a marriage. It really is.
Of course.
However, I feel that when you start to compare and do apples to apples, and you making this and I'm making that, and then it can become a problem. But if you work together and just like, okay, baby, we got this, let's build together and let's make it more, just work together to make it better. I don't know. I think it's crazy. I think the demand that women have these days is sometimes outrageous.
I think that it's crazy on both sides. I do think it's also crazy with the demands that women have for men, but also the demands that men have for women too. It's just insane.
Oh yeah, when they wanna. But my thing is, the men want women to be more of a.
I hate it.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate it.
I want you to cook and clean.
Yes.
You have that house clean.
You need to be a virgin.
Be a stay-at-home mom.
You can only have one homeowner before I own the home.
We're talking about some people. Yeah, we're not talking about every single
We're talking
case.
about the people, the vocal minority of men online who have their little mic. Now everybody needs a mic, and some of you guys maybe think that I don't need a mic because I get the girls together. But there's a lot of men who don't need a mic online, and they actually say the most outrageous and crazy things. And this is why I have decided to exit the conversation, because sometimes I'll say things thinking that like not all women agree, but like a majority of women agree. And then there's a lot of women who are like, well, no, my body count is 0.5, and and I want a man who is a high value man, and this and that. Okay, well, you be in the role, girl. You wash them dishes, girl. You wash them dishes.
Now, I am a firm believer about taking care of your man and serving your man.
Okay, well,
and serving his plate.
That's my point.
And yes, I'm a firm believer, but I need that spouse to be equally as believing that you should take out the garbage, heavy stuff. You pick up the heavy stuff. You do the stuff around the house and working and stuff. So I don't carry heavy things. I don't open the doors for myself. All that stuff. That man is doing, but I also know that I'm gonna have to feed him, I'm gonna have to serve him, I'm gonna have to do things that take care of him when I need to take care of him.
Right, and I think that's why I have largely exited myself from conversations, because women are not a monolith. In the same way black people aren't a monolith. I don't know what all women want. I obviously have my own opinions of what I would want if I was a woman, or what I think is fair or whatever. But there are a lot of women who want a traditional marriage, just like a lot of men do.
But my thing is, I think it too is dependent on the era that you were raised in.
Mm-hmm, that too.
I think that's a lot. But I feel that the way that the world is projecting is going in, it's going to be to the point where this traditional stuff is going to be over with. I think after my generation, or maybe Dalvin's generation, I think it's going to be gone. It's going to be more of a when you get the alphas and the Gen Zs, it's more like no. Right. I need this, and that, and this, and it's almost. I
think for the large part, you hear a lot of vocal issues with the traditional marriage from women, because I think, from men, because they feel like it is slipping away, and now they're like, why don't women aren't submissive anymore? These women these days aren't this, and that. Yeah. But I think that women are just like, okay, well, I actually just want to be able to have a career. Like, I want to go to college.
I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think a woman should be able to have a career and go to college. I'm not saying that. But the thing about it is you can have your career and go to college, but don't expect that man to pay for every single thing, and you not do nothing. Right. I think,
like I said, it's on both sides.
And then when he come home and he's working, and if you're not working, and the house is crazy.
Oh, you're saying like the house needs to be clean.
Yeah. I feel that if a woman is at home, as an at-home mom,
right,
that house should be clean. That dinner should be cooked.
Oh,
that man's bathroom should be made. I think that's just normal. I would just normally do that.
Right, because it's just the other half of things that need to be done. If your
but
spouse
some women don't believe in that. They will say, "Oh, I'm at home. I'm taking care of the kids all day." What you mean? Well, how
many kids do they have? Give me a scenario.
Even if it's 2 kids, 1 kid, it doesn't matter. Right. You at home, you're not working.
Right. I think that that's my point. Is I think that there are things that need to be done: childcare, home care, bills, and obviously, at the end of the day, all the things get done without somebody overexerting themselves.
Yes. If a man, right? So that's what I'm saying. If a man work a 10-hour job, he comes home. There's nothing on the food, no food cooked.
Right.
And the house is dirty. And he's coming home to a screen, just craziness, chaos. Right. But I'm paying the bills. I'm paying your rent. I'm paying your food, lights, gas, phone bill, whatever. But you expect me, and you want to look me upside my head.
Right, but I understand that.
I don't think that's right. That's what I'm trying to say. That's not right. But that's what I'm saying. But if you have 2 people working.
Right, but then you guys have to divvy what
we need to work together.
Right.
We gonna clean this house together, baby. We gonna cook. We gonna figure out what we gonna do for dinner.
That's just only fair. That's
only fair.
But I think
unless you that type of woman to say I'm gonna put something in the crock pot, because I've been there. Put something in the crock pot and I'll figure out what we're gonna eat for dinner.
Did you hear about that man that did it? There's a man who did a speech this was actually so embarrassing, and I just think that men just don't need mics. There's a lot of men that don't need mics, and he had a mic. And he was at this college graduation. You know how they do the commencement speeches or whatever for people who are graduating? They have this person that comes up there and like, you know, what am I trying to say? Like, encourages the new class of people who are graduating to go out into the work field and stuff like that. It was this college, and I don't remember if it was a women's college or something like that. It might have been like an all women's college. I don't remember, but there was a lot of women in the audience who were graduating. They were young girls. This was this year, I think, earlier this year, and he literally told them that he was like, it's cute that you guys got your little degrees, but I think that we should be in society be moving towards a more traditional thing. Y'all need to be at home. And all these women were so offended that they had worked all that time, and their person giving a commencement speech was this guy talking about women need to be in the kitchen, they need to be with kids, they need to be doing this and that, after they busted their butts to earn their degrees, all the degree. And now you're just saying, well, and then his mom is like some kind of she was some kind of like scientist, like, or whatever, or a doctor or something like that, who had spent years and years doing that. And it's just like, what do you think of your mom? Like, you spent all that time saying that women need to be in the kitchen doing this and that. Like, what do you think of your mom who's made a career for herself? Do you just not respect her accomplishments? Like, it was so crazy. And I just think a lot of men think that women need to be back in the kitchen. And the reason why there's a lot of flack from men is because a lot of women now, especially in this day and age, are like, no, I want to have a career. I want to be able to do I want to be able to be in politics, or I want to be able to be, you know, in science and STEM. I want to be able to do these things that were not afforded for women in the past. Yeah. And now that they're doing that, and actually,
some are very successful.
Yeah, some of them are very successful, and people, and a lot of men are not a lot of men, but there are some men who are vocally upset about that, and they want to be the only breadwinners and earners or whatever. They just want the traditional lifestyle where women obeyed. They always leave this part out. They just want to say, oh, well, kitchen. They try to use like little trigger words like, oh, like cooking.
What you mean obey?
They want